On today's video, it's time to talk about Lost Kingdom 24 or whatever this is, as 401 has 5 Imperium Kingdoms and 3 non-Imperium Kingdoms in their KVK, and it's time to talk about who our allies are, who our foes are, and what the plans potentially are, how we're going to cover this KVK, and much more. Just a general overview of what you should be seeing out of this KVK. So sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today, gates for Zone 4, Zone 5, Gates 4 open up, and something could happen or something could not. War might break very soon as 401 finds itself in the wind camp, and it's time to start telling our KVK story. Before we start, though, again, don't forget to slap a like on the video and subscribe down below for daily Rise of Kingdoms content, or at least we try to do it daily. Let's cut to the chase really quickly. 401 and 1166 found themselves in the same wind camp. We're talking 2 Imperium Kingdoms with each other, and in the process of creating alliances and building up our friendships in here, the decision was to ally up with 256 and 341, the ex-home of Squad. I don't know if that had any influence on it or at all. I honestly have no clue how diplomacy works, nor do I care. All I know, it's wind and fire against water and earth. Now, I like every single kingdom in here. I think I have friends all over the place, from 239 to 256 to 177. Friends everywhere, right? So obviously this KVK is not a, oh, you guys suck, we're just gonna talk you down the whole time, we're gonna talk massive smash and all that stuff. All of these kingdoms, or a vast majority of them, are good friends. And so this is going to be a really interesting scenario for us to see and figure out how it works out, right? And honestly, I'm not sure whether we're going to be seeing any fights whatsoever. I have been defogging as much as I can the middle zones to see where we end up fighting. But the reality is, if you take a look at the overall situation in this KVK, the correct play per se would be for our opposition to avoid us altogether so that they can go ahead and clash with 256, and from there lock those guys in as much as they can. Essentially, if our opposition decide that they don't want to come fight us, they can go both fight the fire camp, get zone 4s, deny zone 4 to fire camp, while we would technically get 2 zone 4 or zone 5s. But it really wouldn't matter, right? So zone 5s, again, if you take a look at these alliances, the boob styles, shout out to the 177, are at the top. We have 239 at the top. 256 are here as well. But then you have a streak of 401 and 166s in here. At the same time, 341, 256, 401 again. And so the way these rankings are looking, it would be savvy or strategically better per se for our opposition not to even care for us and go for our allies. If they do that, and that's the scenario that happens, you can see in a very good scenario where this goes to water, this goes to earth, these guys get locked in, and we don't see a fight at all. That, in theory, would be the most sensible quote-unquote thing to do, which would, in theory, again, be the best strategic move for a long-term play. Now, obviously, there is also a little bit of a game of pride in here, and a little bit of we don't back out of fights. So I don't necessarily think that there is 100% chance that we will not see fights, but I won't be surprised if we don't. The gates open later today, but unfortunately, I will not be able to stream this fight. It is I have some family things I have to take care of. I'm not going to get into it because there's a little bit of politics involved, and I really don't want to deal with that. But there is a situation in the family right now which I cannot, it happens every year, which I cannot avoid. It's important for me to be with my family right now, and it sucks, but it has to happen. I skip work, I call in sick, I take vacation days, I do anything. I stay up all night, as you guys saw, to provide you the best content possible. But in this specific one scenario, it's the 2 days of the year that I literally I could try, but I shouldn't try to get away with it for any reason whatsoever, because it would just hurt my family. And so unfortunately, I cannot be streaming this. However, we will try to record as much as we humanly can within all this situation that's happening. And hopefully we will have no fights at all, so you guys don't miss anything from me. In general, though, we will be covering this KVK. Obviously, we will be live streaming like we did last time, all the fights, all the good stuff. Right now, we are in the midst of a infantry Mightiest Governor and Wheel of Fortune. In my opinion, these are not Wheel of Fortunes or Mightiest Governors that I can care for. I might spin the wheel to try to get Trajan unlocked so that I can get the Rider of History for him. But I think that that's the extent of what I would do in these Wheels of Fortune and Mightiest Governor. We are looking at next week's Wheel of Fortune and Mightiest Governor to be archers, and we might need to get ourselves situated for a Cyrus wheel and, of course, for a Nebuchadnezzar Mightiest Governor. If we can get ourselves a good placement in Nebuchadnezzar's Mightiest Governor, which I hope will be the case, I still have to figure it out with leadership, we will be obviously able to expertise him, match him with some legendary equipment, and have him ready to lead rallies and rock and roll. We're obviously also working through our researches on this account specifically. We have the speed ups we need to continue going through and making sure we finish up our researches. We're a little bit behind, but that's more because I'm a bit lazy with it. I could definitely speed up, sit here and wait for all the helps, which we get very quickly, and instantly keep speeding researches up. The most important thing is that we're not falling behind on our crystal productions. So at least that's something. We will aim to try to fully finish up all these researches and get as highest levels researches as we can, so we can 100% lead rallies and be useful to our team. But again, in this specific fight, I don't think it's going to happen. With that being said, I hope we have an awesome KVK as 401. I can tell you that we are not fully healed just yet. I can tell you that the idea was to have a chiller KVK than this one looks like it's going to be. I don't think it's in 401's blood to not play to win. I don't think it's in 401's blood to say, we might as well sit out this one. I truly don't think that's going to be the case. But I definitely think that there is going to be a different approach to this KVK than we had before, because we can't go balls to the wall like we did last time, or else we'll never be able to have another insanely overpowered KVK, which is what we want, right? 401 wants to have another like crazy KVK, whether it's against 307, 636. I don't know which crazy kingdoms want to fight like an insane KVK. Obviously, we want to have that. But for that to happen, people are going to need to be able to heal a little bit more, to build a little bit more, to get some energy and revitalize. Even we are not at our peak, which we will get there as soon as we have some Mightiest Governors and reasons to push. But other folks are going to need more time, are going to need more resources, are going to need more speed ups, are going to need more time. So I'm not saying 401 will not fight. I absolutely know 401 will fight if there are fights to fight. But I do think that there's going to be a slower pace of fights. Hopefully all the kingdoms in here have enough Osiris League teams in this KVK. There's enough of everything in this KVK for it to be a fun KVK, a fighting KVK, but not a balls to the walls, zero yourself down to 67 million power type of KVK. I hope. But then again, if it comes down to it, you'll watch it live on stream yet again as we go from that all the way to zeroed if we need to. So good luck, have fun to all the guys in this KVK. Massive shout out to all the kingdoms in this KVK. There's a ton of good people in this. There's a ton of good kingdoms. 8 awesome kingdoms in this KVK. I'm stoked to cover all of our journey together. Hopefully we all remain friends at the end of all of this. It's all at the end of the day part of the game. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. I appreciate everyone who dropped a like on the video. Subscribe down below, and I will see you tomorrow. There's going to be a video, not going to be a stream because, again, of what's going on. I will hopefully have a nice little rant for you guys about the skill lock because I didn't want to do it on day one. I know everybody raced to be the early bird gets the worm, but I want to get a concise train of thought and come up with a with like what I actually think and not just blurt out to be the first one to bring this out. And so tomorrow you'll get to hear my thoughts about an abysmal skill lock, but a predictable one. Take care and have a good one. Peace.